It's time to make something happen. Visit MakeSomethingHappen.TV to be a guest on our show. Showcasing Alex P. Michaels of Prelude2Cinema, also known as Cleveland Cinema Czar. Executive producer, Altogether Marketing LLC. Producer, Audrey M. Wiggins. This is a Mason Wiggins Media Group production. Power of branding. Logo, slogan, colors, website, customer service, product experience, company values, and you. Make a touchdown in your branding today with Altogether Marketing. Visit altogether.biz. Hello, I'm Audrey Wiggins, and it is time to make something happen. What a local conversation making a global impact. We're here today with Alex Michaels, and he is Cleveland Cinema Czar.
Yay! Okay, now I'm supposed to say something intelligent, which is... Where's the other one?
Come on.
Okay, yeah. It's been okay, I can try. It's been a while since I talked. I was checking my press day. It's been a couple of years since we talked on camera.
Yeah. Actually, more than a couple.
Yeah, more than a couple of years. Okay, yeah.
We won't tell our ages.
We won't tell our ages.
Yeah.
No.
So what's happening, Alex?
I'm still Prelude2Cinema, but a lot of things have changed with the company and stuff. You know, big anniversary.
Okay, you said that real fast. Prelude2Cinema.
Prelude2Cinema.
That's his company.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things have changed, and I have a new boss. I'm the boss, but Francesco, he's the boss now and stuff, you know. Actually, it's interesting. I have as a film company, I have a knight in my logo. So a couple of days ago, Francesco and I went to the art museum, and that's when I first got inspired to, by the knights and the crusade that we did.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's part of my logo.
So you're out to conquer the film industry. Oh, did I say film?
No, film. Cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, it's not like he conquered. Yeah, people think like because you're doing a nice crusade, but the crusade was actually like a lot of quest for the Holy Grail and stuff, and kind of like having that industry in Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, would be a Holy Grail. A lot of people have tried to do a film industry here, and I think, and I've learned a lot too. That's been the problem over the years of trying to recreate the film industry here. And I would say to everyone here, you cannot have the film industry in Cleveland, Ohio. And the reason for that is that we already have a film industry. Because if you tell someone, I'm creating the film industry here, they're like, film industry is Hollywood, California, stuff. So you already have that. But I said, I'm creating the cinema industry. And they're like, what's that? Okay. And even with technology, technology has changed the way we, digest movies, the way we do things, like disruptors like Netflix. And even when I was doing my TV show, Out of Darkness, and I got sponsors for it, and the way I got sponsored, I guaranteed they would be on TV because I buy the airtime. And now it's like you can do a show and put it on the internet, and there's not that stigma of like it's on the internet because
it's more acceptable.
It's more acceptable, yeah. And in fact, what's the show? Handmaid's Tale, on Hulu. That show got the most Emmys, one for dramatic, and it was online, Wow. So the idea that you have these shows online, and Amazon has a movie, a studio coming out, so the idea that everything's changed. So that's why it's the cinema industry, because we have a film industry, which is great, and we can welcome them here. They can come here and shoot here, but you can't create something that's already existing.
Yes.
And something that's actually really, I'd say, is really limited. Hollywood itself is having issues with like defining what is cinema, what is movies, because this whole big thing about Amazon putting out movies and being eligible for Oscars, and so what is a movie?
These categories were like, so what you're right. It seems like there's a conflict. Okay, so you're right. We have to go back and like redo let's do a little dictionary
Yeah,
on cinema and film and the entertainment industry.
In fact, that was one thing when I first started Prelude Cinema many moons ago. The company.
And how long have you been in business, Alex?
I can't say.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
I'm not
This is the
kidding.
year
Actually,
you
no,
started.
okay. December 24th, 1999 was the launch day of Prelude2Cinema.com. For anyone who wants to know, I was only 5 at the time when it started, but
I was 7.
Yeah, just 7. But the whole idea was like come with the name for the company because it was Prelude Productions Incorporated, and I know I didn't want to put that on the website because it didn't say anything about movies and film, and so I was going to do Perseverance Pictures, but no one can spell Perseverance, even me. But I still wanted Prelude in the thing, and there were a lot of magazines coming out with B2B and using the letter 2 instead of using the word T-O. So I said, hey, Prelude 2, and I thought Prelude to movies, Prelude to film, but then I thought Prelude to cinema.
Okay.
And because cinema is in everything. Cinema could be shot digitally, it can be shot on your phone, it can be shot. I used to actually shoot 16mm film, and I had like I made a movie in Super 8 and I was splicing together film, you know.
Wow. Yeah,
so,
my dad used to do that. Yeah,
man, you heard that back in the day. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I actually so when you mentioned that cinema can encompass any format that used to exist, any format that comes in the future. Who knows what we'll be shooting with years from now. So Prelude2Cinema was the name I chose, the name I still love. And it's like it's like naming your kid, naming your characters and stuff in the story. You gotta pick a name that you know you love. And so years later, I still love Prelude2Cinema.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what am I doing now?
Yes. Yeah, what's going on? Even before you you get there, we're talking about film, talking about cinema,
right.
We're talking about Cleveland, Hollywood. What's going on? I know there's some legislation or something about the tax credit or something.
The tax credit. I have tried to stay away from the Ohio film tax credit, but the impact of it as an actor, I do like it. I've been able to be like an extra and even feature extra in a couple of movies and stuff that come here. And so as an actor, I can benefit from it and the excitement it causes, even from, but as a, as a filmmaker, as a movie studio here and stuff, I benefit indirectly because people see movies coming to town and they want to compare you to the Avengers or stuff and everything. But you still get that excitement from the movies and stuff. But for the requirements, I couldn't apply for it. I mean, I could apply for it, but it's a tax rebate, so you have to have all the money up front, and then you get the money back, and then your budget has to be at least $200,000, and you have to do this thing where you can apply for it and put up some money. You might spend like 10 grand just applying for it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
So most of us independent players,
no, all of us
don't have. All of us.
Yeah, I mean, I have to check the research here, and anyone can do what they want to, but
yes.
I don't believe there's any independent filmmaker here who have benefited from the tax credit, directly.
Okay.
And then too, because you're in competition with Marvel Studios and Avengers, so it's like, in between you and me, if I apply for if Prelude Cinema applies for a tax credit and Paramount Pictures applies for a tax credit, who would get it? I would give it to them before.
Yes. Yeah, and they're bringing, money into the local economy as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's like always that's always debatable, like how much they bring in, and how much it really does it impact
or restaurants.
Yeah, so like the group, I know like Destination Cleveland, they really benefit from it because they get a portion of the bed tax and everything, and then they do use some local services, but I feel like it's kind of like a circus,
Okay.
The film industry is like a circus here. Comes to town, gets a lot of excitement, maybe uses a couple of local people, and they shoot and they benefit, then they're gone, But you have the independents here are the ones who, we do the local shows, we're here. I mean, I have a house here. People have homes here. People have families here. And unless we get the same kind of support, financial support that you give to the studios and stuff, people are going to leave town. Like, it's a great film school they started downtown, but it's like almost 200 people graduate. I know a couple of them, they're really great people. But unless you have the industry here, where people are making money from it and they can pay their bills and support themselves and take care of their lives. You have just trained almost 300 people to leave town. You know, even with the tax credit and stuff too, you know, we have like, they want to bump it from 40 to 100, but you know, they're trying to just keep the 40 alive for right now, you know. And I know the show's going to air before the end of June.
Yes.
And June 30th is when the date when the governor signs into law the budget. So, you know, and I know everyone's going to love to watch reruns of the show after it airs, you know, and which is great, you know, but so we're going to, you know, so you can revisit what happened to that, you know, and such, you know. But like I said, as
is
an
there
actor,
any effect that we can have on this law, or no?
well,
There's no,
I mean, there's
no
a great,
independent votes or anything.
well, there's
like
a great,
that.
there's a great like movement, like, you know, in fact, Ivan Schwartz, the film commissioner, he's handling, I'm handling this, I'm the Cinema Czar, but you know, he's doing a great push for that and stuff, you know, because, well, it's honestly that keeps his job here, you know, because without the movies coming to town, he won't have a job here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, as independents here, honestly, I was doing movies before the film commission. I was doing, you know, so the independent filmmakers who are dedicated to the city, we're still gonna be making movies. You know, the show will and must go on. We're still gonna be making movies here. You know, but for someone who's dependent on the movies coming to town, that organization is gonna be really hurt. You know that. I mean, they might even fold if there's no movies coming to town, because that's their whole source of pride and stuff, you know. You know, and like I said, I mean, I don't blame them for, like, you know, rallying the troops, and you do all that stuff, you know, but you gotta keep your job, you know, you gotta make your salary, you know. But at the same time, though, there needs to be more of financial support for the local filmmakers. I'm working on my end with Prelude2Cinema. We're working with a nonprofit to collect grants and stuff. And I have a new boss who's a financial guy and stuff too. So,
yeah, so that, go ahead and get more into that.
Yeah, so that helps me too, because I want to get back to the creating thing. So I wanted to get someone who could, you know, he works for a steel company I'm not mentioning, but you know, he has a great background. He knows like Six Sigma, which, if you know what that means, that's yeah, Six Sigma. Oh yeah, he knows Six Sigma. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So and he loves movies. You know, he's like, you know, went to his house watch, but that's entertainment. You know, but he keeps the business side of things going on, you know, and
that's key right there, because a lot of us we come up in this industry. When you say independent, we're really independent. We're solo.
Right. Yeah.
So we're trying to handle the business, which means finances, marketing, operations, and be the creative.
And be the creative thing, And see, I've learned a lot over the years. I mean, you know, and he teaches me a little Six Sigma, like, but you know, it's fun to learn that stuff. But like I say, you do need someone who's dedicated to the office and to the business side of things, you know, and you need the creative side of things too. But they play hand in hand, you know. But a lot of artists don't want to be, you know, like in terms of like suits, you know, creative and stuff and everything. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to be either, but I do actually like sometimes too, because I've written out documents and sponsorship forms and got money for it, which is really exciting, you know, as a writer. But at the same time too, I want to get back to shooting and being in movies and doing the creative stuff. But I realized that, you know, you don't have the same kind of support that you have for movies coming into town. We don't have that financial support. And when I mean that, the importance of that is like, you may have someone who says, hey, I love the independent movies here, and I give you a venue to show your stuff, which is fine and great. But, you know, you still have to make personal sacrifices and spend money for, like, SD cards and buy equipment and lights, and you have to and studios and stuff. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You have to have money. You have to, you know, for your productions. You know, so people may give you kind support. I'm gonna say, hey, it's great you're doing the movie, but you also have to have that same kind of money, because a lot of the filmmakers here, they have to work another job, you know, to support their habit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's like crack, you know what I mean, guys here. But, you know, they have to work the other job, and like I said, you know, Prelude2Cinema is my day job. It's not making enough, but it's my day job, because I have to work a lot of the business thing. So some of my actors and crew, they'd be like, why come we aren't shooting all the time? I said, because I have to make some money, and I have to do a profit and loss sheet.
You want to get paid, don't you?
I have to do a balance sheet, and I you know, I get behind sometimes where I start off like paying people out of my pocket, and they like run out of funds, you know, and I can't pay them anymore, you know, and I feel really bad by myself. Okay, I got to get more substantial with it, you know, where there's a pool of money And like this big secret, I shouldn't really tell people, I know this big secret about.
Just tell me.
I'll just tell you. Okay. This is how Hollywood and independents are different. Okay. Independent filmmakers come up with the idea for a story, and then we go out there and get the money and make a movie. Okay. Hollywood knows the secret. There are always great stories. There's always great talent. There's always great actors and crew out there. So they get this pool of money, and then people go to them.
Okay.
And that's why they say, okay, we're going to do 10 movies next year. They don't even have the scripts for those movies. They don't have the players. But they say, hey, I'm doing 10 movies next year. Okay? They get the money. And once you get the money, then you can do anything, you know? And it was like, well, what about the story? What's the story? I said to a guy today at the lunchroom stuff, he told me a great story. I said, that's a great story, but wait. Who's going to pay for that? Okay?
Okay.
You know, so I'll be honest, there's no shortage of great stories. There's no shortage of great actors. You have great talent. I make a line, Christian, he's a musician over in Italy. He's doing music for the movies. You have great, people all over the world. There's no shortage of talent. What there is a shortage of is the money to pay the talent. You know, and so we have to do the business thing where we get the money. You get the money, then you can get the talent.
Right.
You know, there's no. Now I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, wow, you gotta get the talent first. Nah, nope. Hollywood, that's why people go to Hollywood, because they have the money.
Is it a fear thing that we feel like we have to have everything together before we, go out and sell something, to get the money? Or
It's kind of a paradox and a backwards kind of thing that it took me a lot of years to learn this thing too, where people think that you have to have this great story and people will give you money. Actually, no. You have to have a great brand and you have to be respected by people. I read a lot of the Hollywood Report, I read like religiously we all the time, and so Spielberg says, hey, I'm making a movie tomorrow. Someone pulls out a checkbook because it's Spielberg. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His reputation precedes him. They know he will make a great movie. You know what I'm saying?
We're famous. Send us some money so we can do some great production.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you have a brand. You've been around for a while. People say, oh, even if your stuff is like myself from years ago, if it's if it's not polished and great, people are like, man, if you had some money, that story would have been really great. It's like,
because money you get better equipment. Your talent is there. You can pay them. So everyone is really invested.
And they're dedicated. Yeah, so I mean, you can. So, but it takes a lot of years to build the thing where people will write you a check based on who you are. I mean, I've had people who, like when doing the TV show Darkness, I have people like wrote me checks who never saw the show because they wanted to support me as far as, like guy Michael Fagenbaum with Lucy Sweet Serenity, great guy. He wanted to help a small business, and stuff, And so a lot of my sponsors, I mean, I'm not saying they're not invested in the shows, they don't pay attention to what I write and stuff, but for them it's like they have that level of trust. They know that I'm going to do the show, that I'm going to deliver, you know? And so they like my stuff, they say, okay, this guy's going to deliver, here's the money. We know you can do it, And so that helps you get stuff done, But we do this thing with a lot of independent filmmakers do this thing where they think that your story alone sells stuff, and you have to have this great story and everything, and you have to have this great teaser and trailer, but then you start looking and researching the industry and you find out, people at certain levels can write, they're making a movie on a napkin and get a deal because of who they are, and that's how really things are done, where you get it because the people know you will do it. They have that trust level with you. I think I've reached the point now where I kind of like that thing where I guess it's maybe like my Louisiana kind of Creole background stuff where I say things that are on my mind and people say, oh, you can't say it. I'm like, yeah, I can say it. And but I don't say things behind the person's back. I don't say it to the face and stuff, But at the same time, you have a lot of young people who's scared to say things and stuff, and I'm like saying like, I've been around for a while. I don't care.
Right.
I mean, I don't care, but I'm like saying like, I've been around for a while. I got the right to say certain things, And so sometimes people they might not like my take on the film commission or like my take on the filmmakers or whatever stuff, And I'm like, yeah, I like everybody doing stuff here, but I don't like sometimes people using other people to get their thing going on and not have those other people benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right,
So,
exactly.
you know, and I don't mind helping other. I mean, I help other filmmakers here. I don't. Sometimes there's certain filmmakers I don't help because they want you to do all the work and you won't get anything out of them. Like, no, we have a contract. I get a piece of the action. They get offended. You want a piece of action? Yeah, if I'm going to help you get money, of course I want a piece of action.
I know that doesn't compute.
Yeah, this is like, you know, I mean, I work for you. Like, I have a couple people I'm working with now and stuff, and we get the contracts and everything too. So I have to like work on their movies. But once I commit myself to their movies and stuff, they're like my movies. They're like my babies. I have to take care of them the same way I take care of my stuff. You know, I have to put the same passion. I have to think about like, okay, you know, I'd be like, I might wake up at 2 and 3 in the morning saying like, okay, I gotta get money for this person's movie because I'm responsible for their movie now.
Right.
You know?
So what about we've got oh my goodness, the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival is here, and then there's a project I know you're working on. You mentioned earlier, I think Africa House. So how does something like that fit in?
Oh,
to what we're talking about.
Well, I submit to the Greater Urban. And it's about like distinct different voices and stuff. Actually, it's fun working with the guy Tony Isabella who created Black Lightning, and he's an Italian guy, but he can write great black characters because he recognizes the voice, and I write more different, diverse voices and stuff. So I submit one time to the Greater Urban Film Festival a couple years ago. My mother's like, you know, your movies aren't black, and they're really, and you see my stuff, they're really not.
Right.
They're more film noir. They're more something you would see on the BBC, you know. And so I said, okay, well, yeah, but I submitted just to give them the money because I know it would be turned down. I was, of course, but this year I submitted with a guy Tarun Hari. He's an Indian director. He was here, but he had to go back overseas and stuff. And he had a movie with people of color and everything, and I put a little extra part and stuff too. And so that movie is more, I think, in their style. So hopefully they're gonna select it.
Yeah,
you never know with the festival.
Awesome.
You know, yeah, it would be great to have that movie be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm working with Africa House, who's a great nonprofit, you know, about African culture. And they've been around for a long time, you know, but they haven't really got out there and moved out there in the circles. And you know, as the world becomes more diverse. I'm just diverse by nature, you know. So sometimes you have something that's like just Africa House, and it's just they move in a small circle of things. You know, I'm trying to get them to get more out there. So I worked with them in their art program. So there's two things. There's one called I Am Hollywood, which is something I developed with this actress Sophia Plath, and it's going to be about kids shooting movies on their cell phones.
Oh.
Because you have that technology now.
Yes.
I have a program called Filmic Pro where you can do color editing and stuff with this little program, and you know. And so there's another one called Above the Line, which I presented over at PNC Fairfax Connection, and it's about the business side of movies. Because I said there's a film school here, there's great teachers on how to make movies, but very little things on like the business side and how to create your brand.
Yes,
and
that is so important.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
And part of that is because it is a nonprofit. We set up a cinema fund where we're going to get money for movies, and people can donate and they can write off their taxes. So kind of like the PBS model, where even though we're a for-profit company, we're working with a nonprofit, and so people can donate money. They can be included in the movies, and they can write off the tax deductions and stuff.
Right. So that's Africa House, the nonprofit. You're supporting young people, you know, so that next generation. So we've got to do that.
The next
we
generation.
want to create some legacies, right? We're not just here to just do our thing, and you know, when it's all over, the end of life, and it goes, you know.
Yeah,
with us to the
it's
grave.
actually fun. I'm actually working with people who were toddlers when I started. when the company, although I was 5 when it started. I'm actually working with people who were toddlers when the company started, and a couple more were born when the website launched. That's kind of funny. Yeah, and I know I have this like issue problem where I get excited about things, and so I talk really fast. So sometimes someone's gonna have to like. And it's too. It's like I grew up here, okay, but my mother's not here in this room.
In this room?
Not I grew. That was
right
that's net no. But
okay, so that means this building's been here, you know, the 1800s. You know that, right?
Well, maybe they got it. Well, I grew up in Cleveland, okay, but
I'm just trying to catch you up with that age thing.
Yeah, no,
whatever.
More. But my mother's from Louisiana, New Orleans and stuff and everything, you know, so it's kind of a Creole thing. So people from the South have this like French kind of Cajun thing going on where we get excited and we combine words together. And so like digi is one word.
Okay.
That's you eat. Okay? So I have to remember sometimes in talking to people to slow it down. I actually did my program Out of Darkness, which is now Out of Darkness Cleveland. And I reprised my role as prosecutor George Bailey Raft, who's from the South. And I had a wife in the show. I don't know if I have her again, but she was from the South and stuff, a little blonde, really nice girl I worked with. And she was from Southern Ohio. So we both had these Southern accents, and we had to tone it down because otherwise you would need subtitles. And people go like, oh my God, people from the South. You know, but it's really like, but the interesting too is my mother actually, she came in, she spoke proper. She was like, onion and stuff until people like kind of, you know, teased her out of it, you know. So I have to work on my accent when I'm talking to people from the North.
Oh, yes, Alex.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
So the projects.
So summarize for us.
Okay.
What are you working on?
So Prelude2Cinema. Prelude2Cinema.
And that's 2.
The number 2, Prelude2Cinema, is going to be celebrating its 20th anniversary this year.
Wow.
Yes, December 24th.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes, yeah. So we better have the studio by then. And okay, or else I'm going to be really upset. But we have plans for that. So then also Out of Darkness, which is now Out of Darkness Cleveland, which is a reboot of my other show. And then there's this thing I call the Pulp Cinema Library, or the Book of Foster. I'm still debating what title. It's a bunch of stories I've written which take place in the same kind of crime, sci-fi kind of world. You know, it's
that's me. I like that.
Yeah. So that, I mean, there's like stories that I've written that I have to get out there, and then there's other like My Sweetheart. That's the name of the movie that Tarun Hari, he's Indian. He produced and wrote and directed, and I submitted to the Great Urban Film Festival. And we had the 2 programs with the Africa House International, which is I Am Hollywood, which is kids shooting movies with a cell phone, which developed with Sophia Plus. And then there's Above the Line, which is teaching people about the business side of making movies. And
all right.
Our motto at Prelude2Cinema is starving artists to working artists.
I love that.
So the goal is to keep, the goal is all artists, you know, when someone asks you if you're an artist, the next question they ask, especially filmmakers, okay, so what's your day job? Your answer should be, this is my day job.
That would be exciting.
Yeah, Prelude2Cinema, this is my day job.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Don't make enough money, but this is my day job.
Right, I applaud you for that, for real. I was down that road before, and you know, right now I do have that day job, but I'm anxious to get back out there and you know, have this to be the day job. So that would be awesome.
More of that. So
Absolutely.
Support our
more productions, doing the
support our
marketing.
Local filmmakers and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No matter what they shoot in, if they're shooting on the phone, if they're shooting with.
Right, I mean, you know me, when I got started, the first thing I had was my iMac. It was this big computer.
iMac, I remember that.
Yeah, and people would walk in the room, they didn't know, so, you know, I would prep them all up, and so when you come on,
that's the camera.
Watch the shows,
you know, see,
okay.
Yeah.
So that way they would see a finished production before they came.
Right.
Because some of these folks, they were pretty prominent, whatever, so they're used to the big TV cameras or studios or lights, camera action. Yep. You know, they come in, I'd have my homemade set. And my computer set up just right, but we're in there focusing. That 21-inch screen.
I shot with first camera shot with guy Robert Banks, from Fred Boswell and stuff. Like I didn't know him from Adam, but he wanted to help another black guy and stuff. You know, so he let me use Bolex Rex 5 60mm camera with an Angenieux White-Tar lens. Gorgeous camera. And then I got into shooting digital, and it was the first year that Sundance, I was debating, I actually had some money from family and friends. I was going to buy a 60mm camera, so I would do long stories and everything. And it was the first year that, actually it was around 1999, it was the same year as the website, 1999. So it was the same year that Sundance accepted their first digital movie.
Oh.
And the person shot with a Canon XL1, which is the sexiest camera ever. But you guys see the Canon, it is, yeah.
Wow.
So I said, you know, and I didn't get close to the same look because it is film and digital, but thanks to Robert Banks and going to museums and looking at things, I got really close to 16mm reversal by the lighting and the moodiness of some of the things. And, you know, now the cameras are like 4K and I'm shooting with a phone and it's like, you know, I got a producer, Vitaly Versace, who shoots like a phone, and I work with the guy Blitz video and stuff and everything. It's like, it's just wow, you know, years ago you said people, okay, one day I'm going to be shooting movies with my phone and I'm going to be editing with my phone and I'm going to put a movie out there.
Never thought.
And it's going to go to the other side of the world and somebody from Italy is going to contact me about doing music, and some models in Russia are going to contact me about working with me, and all these people, and I'll be like, yeah, you're stoned, dude. No, that's not going to happen. You're not going to shoot a movie with a phone. I actually had, I'm dating myself, I don't care. I actually had one of those big giant cell phones that plug into the car.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you know, the idea that your phone is a studio.
Absolutely.
You know, it's your whole production
crazy.
thing, and you can shoot, and you can get good quality stuff and good sound stuff, and you can send that out all over the world, you know, to people, and they can, you know, that's the whole thing.
And not in an express mail package.
Yeah,
we're talking about
not with the red little phone that we have to send back
all
to
the way.
Yes. So that thing too has made Prelude2Cinema be around for as long as it has been around, and also to say that now is the, you know, great and perfect time to do this stuff, because the technology's here, you have all the young blood and the energy to do it here, and you know, you have, you know, businesses and support people, and the whole thing about and over the years I said, you know, from being around a long time, you make contacts and people see that you're still around, you know, that's a good thing too, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because they say, like, you know, because a lot of people are popping about the woodwork, which is cool, you know.
There's always going to be some new players.
There's always new players and stuff, you know, but, you know, you never know if they're going to, like, stick around for a long time, especially when they figure out, oh, I got to make sacrifices for this, and the money's not coming in for this.
You have to do it as a business, have to have
Yeah,
a business
so
part. I just want to create my, this one do my craft.
so, you know, so who's to say who's going to still be around? And like I said, a lot of people come out and they're new and they're great and they're wonderful and they make these great, wonderful films. But are you going to be around in a couple of years when it gets hard and you don't have the money to make the films, or the film you made, you know, you didn't get you know, Marvel Studios didn't call you and pick you up and stuff. Are you still going to stick with it? Are you still going to do it? You know, and so, I mean, I hope to help people.
Tenacity,
you know, perseverance. Yeah, perseverance.
It goes back to your word, perseverance.
Perseverance, yeah,
for sure. No, but Alex, this has been awesome. And is there a final word before we close out today of advice to us out there?
No, there's like just like, I'll go visit Prelude2Cinema, and we're always redoing the website and updating things, and get involved on Facebook, and you can like contact me, and I'm Googleable. You can Google Alex Michaels. You can, like, I mean, I'm reachable, which is like kind of nice but weird too, you know. But you know, I
know we have these public personas.
Yeah, so people can reach me, which is like I don't know, a good thing or bad thing, but you know, you get to know me and stuff, you know. Yeah. So I mean, I love working with people and helping people out. So I hope that over the years and stuff and into the future, I can like at least be someone who they say like, okay, well, he did good. He contributed something of value to this whole industry here and stuff, you know, and everything.
And you know, appreciate you being, you know, part of our team every now and then, helping us out and see what's the future holds.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. Awesome. Thanks, Alex. And you guys, you go out and you make something happen. And if you would like to showcase your business or ministry or your product or service right here on MakeSomethingHappen.TV, please get in touch with me, Audrey at MakeSomethingHappen.TV, and we'll see you in the video.